$2,200 for this marathon towards Little Warriors. That has put us over $10,000 lifetime raised for Little Warriors. So everybody get hype in chat, and thank you so much for that fantastic donation.
It's trying to basically build a boost chain, again, much like Burnout, to keep our car at 500 fasts per hour, or as close to it as we can reasonably go. These boost strips are a good way to help keep our speed up, and the ramps also basically let us maintain our speed to a greater degree in midair. Unfortunately, you've had to see the Van Diesel's face there, as you will anytime we crash, so the crashes get a little extra cursed thanks to your generous donations.
This is tour number 3, and anyone like dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, you might like this one.
My camera, and because I rotated my camera, the game believes my arm is inside of the gates, even though my arm isn't inside the gate, and it allows me to shoot my cannon through the gates.
Yeah, so there's a character in this game. You've been hearing him. We don't see him much. His name's Ben, and he's actually the owner of the guinea pigs, and so he basically invents all these different tools and all these gadgets for the guinea pigs.
Yeah, so this level, you just fall. That's the strat. But one thing that I like to say about this level is that I feel like this is just the devs trying to flex their skills on us, because of course the whole mechanic of everything in the photo becomes real. It doesn't just apply to literal photos. It applies to paintings, drawings, anything that you can pick up and paste into the environment, anything that's interactable, you can just turn into a real thing.
And guess what? The cake is not a lie in this game.
These boss fights are interesting because, you see their health in the top right-hand corner, and you can only damage them by jumping on them, just like all the other enemies. But when you do jump on them, they do a little counterattack every single time. So all the bosses have their own unique counterattack. This first boss, he just throws his hands in the air like he just doesn't care.
Yeah. So what I'm going to be using is the Ultimate Armory here. It's a very dark dash that when you use it at the same time as the original dash that you saw earlier, you can just melt bosses.
Oh my god, I think I just figured it out.
Oh, Z finally figured it out. Yes, let's go.
The thing is being done.
It's over. We're coming up on time.
It's over.
Time.
Time is very soon.
Time. We're done. Wow. That is the second time in my life I have ever... That is the second time in my life I have ever ended a run with a page trait. Ever.
We're just gonna build the bridge because I'm really good at bridge building. So I'm leveraging my skill sets. That's one thing you can do as a speedrunner. If you like a different strat, use it. You do not have to use the strat that other people use.
Hello and welcome to our interview segment. My name is Alara and I'm here with the beautiful, talented, amazing Sawtooth Mind. Would you like to say something to introduce yourself?
Hello. You have hyped me up far more than is necessary, my dear, but thank you for that lovely intro.
Listen, great people deserve great introductions. And I believe we know you here at Prevent-A-Thon. You have a little bit of a history with the event, if I recall. Could you remind me?
Just a little bit.
Could you remind me maybe when you started working with Prevent-A-Thon?
Hi, I am the founder and head organizer of this event. If for some reason you have not seen or heard me yet, somehow either this event or at any of our past ones, I am absolutely astonished.
So, my first question to you is, how did you get into speedrunning?
Oh, that's a good question. Back in 2018, 2019, something like that, 2018, I think, my boyfriend at the time introduced me to, I believe it was AGDQ, sent me a link to Twitch, watched it. I didn't have a Twitch account. I was like, oh, that was kind of interesting. And then sort of from there, things continued on. I moved off to grad school. got my own Twitch account and started watching more. And I discovered that there were speedruns of games I really liked. So a lot of the stuff that my boyfriend was sending me were things like Dark Souls and things like that, which are cool speedruns, but they're not my type of speedrun. And so I discovered, like, oh my goodness, Stardew Valley could be speedrun. And this was back in the days before Stardew was like a big popular speedrun. There was like maybe 20 players on the board at the time. It was a small indie little thing. So I discovered that. That was the first game that got me into speedrunning. The first one I actually properly speedrun was Dicey Dungeons. And then I just kind of went from there and discovered a whole world of indie speedruns.
And you decided to stick with it seems. So I'm guessing you enjoyed it. So the next thing I want to ask you is a little bit of chat interaction. Unfortunately, chat's a little bit delayed given that we're pre-recording this. So I have some pre-prepared questions from chat. The first question comes from Pat the dog, who asks, bark, 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 bark?
Bark, 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 bark. Wolf.
Important. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much for that one. The next question I have for you is, why did you decide to start Prevent-A-Thon specifically? What called you to create this event and support the charity that we're supporting?
So back in 2022, I was looking to do a charity stream just on my own channel with my community, your standard, like, just charity stream. And I was looking, I wanted a charity that was related to either like mental health or kids, something in that vein. And so I was literally just scrolling through Tiltify and I came across Little Warriors. I found out after I'd selected them for the event that they're actually Canadian, which was a super cool little bonus to me. And so 2022 was doing fundraising for them. Might have actually been 2021 even. I'm trying to think now, math-wise. But anyways, I started initially fundraising for them on my own channel. And then I moved. And I wasn't feeling too sure about continuing to stream on my own channel. I was getting more into speedrun marathons and all these things. And I was chatting with Osmorn, who was the original co-founder of this event. And I was like, it'd be really cool to do a speedrun marathon so that we're continuing to support them. And typically, I did a charity event for them on my stream anniversary, which is the beginning of June, June 4th specifically, hence why Prevent-A-Thon is what it is. And so, yeah, in 2023, Prevent-A-Thon 1 was done as a sort of, I don't know if I want to keep streaming on my own channel, but I want to continue supporting Little Warriors. And I'd like to combine my passion for supporting them with speedrunning, which is something that was something I'd gotten much, much more involved in since I started working or fundraising for them. So here we are.
And the excitement's grown, and I have to say the community has been absolutely fantastic. You've cultivated a great group of people here. I am very, very thankful to you personally because you've given a lot of people a great home to support a great cause and find community in speedrunning. The next thing I have to ask for you is maybe a little bit more lighthearted. What's your favorite speedrun meme? Because we have so many.
Oh, speedrun. Oh, does it have to be one that's come from Prevent-A-Thon, one from a game I run, or just in general?
In general. In general.
Horse tilt. Skyrim horse tilt. Absolutely, hands down, that is the best meme that exists. We need horse tilt in more games, please and thank you. Please, horse tilt, please. Please.
Noted, everyone. So if you had some advice to your younger self about what would you do, like how to get involved into something you're passionate about, or maybe how to get into this hobby, what would you tell yourself?
Oh goodness, that is an intense question to try and answer on the fly.
We can come back to it later.
I think no, the main thing would be is to not try and do it alone. to find others, and it might take a while to find those people. But like running an event, you cannot do it alone. Like you just can't. Even if you have all the knowledge to do all of the roles, you can't. And I've seen events that have been run off of one person. They never go well. Something always gets missed. Something always is going to have to give. And so, yeah, I think it would be, work with others, find that community, find the other people who are passionate about the same thing, and work together for that goal. And then the second thing would be to document. Just keep yourself as organized as you can. Don't delay on doing things. Don't ask how many tasks have been delayed until the last second. I may have given our tech lead a heart attack multiple times. It's fine. It's not fine though. Be more organized, be more on top of things, and ask for help when you need it, because oftentimes things get dropped because you're overwhelmed.
In your experience, is it hard to learn how to delegate and trust others with your passion project?
A little bit. A little bit. Some of that also comes from just also people with significant trauma backgrounds often struggle to trust people. I've been very open about this. I am a survivor of child sexual abuse. This is not news to most people. Survivor of some other things as well. Statistically, I should not be alive right now. And so, yeah, that can make it hard to trust people. I also have high standards. I have high standards for myself, but I also have high standards for the people I work with, which you can attest to as a member of staff. Yes. But I've been very fortunate as time has gone on and we've brought on more people to find people who are reliable, who are good at communicating. I think the biggest challenge for that has been a concern of, if I don't know what you're up to, I don't know if I can trust the decisions you're making. And so just open communication, which is why you see things like with me, when games and volunteer submissions close, you'll see in the Discord, I post stats of here's how many submissions we had, here's how many new runners, here's all this data. Do I need to share it? No, but I choose to, because to me that is an element of open communication.
And I think I appreciate that on our side as staff and as volunteers. Having that transparent communication kind of helps us feel more involved in the event, as well as it makes us feel like our job's easier and that we're supported.
Mm-hmm.
What is the game you're most looking forward to on the schedule that isn't your own run?
Oh boy. Let me quickly pull up the schedule, as I have promptly forgotten it. There's a lot of things going on right now. For those of you who aren't aware, I am moving like 6 days before the event starts. My brain is a little everywhere. Oh, there's a lot I'm really excited for. I'm gonna break your rule, and I'm gonna pick one from each day I'm excited for.
Okay.
Impossible, I'm sure is going to be great. Mango always does an incredible job, and I love silly games, but I think it's going to have to go to the Ori and the Blind Forest randomizer on Thursday. I think that's the one I'm most excited for. Turtle is just a phenomenal runner. Great vibes. I'm very excited to see that they submitted this time. Let me see. Oh, Stardew Valley, of course. Stardew Valley, obviously. Hello. But also Final Fantasy 15. Those are 2 fantastic runs I'm very excited about, very normal about. Rift of the Necrodancer, I think that has to be one of those. That's our bonus game this event. And it's so good. It is so good. That might actually be the one I am most excited for. Yeah, and then on Sunday, Sonic Dream Team. It's a good game. It's a fun game. And it's Huds versus Argic, which is going to be a wild experience.
I was going to say, the energy on that run is going to be intense.
And assuming the host schedule doesn't change, we have Satan herself hosting that, which means like that's just going to be a dynamic, energy-filled run. It's going to be great. But the whole schedule's great.
Right. And to close out, I have one final question for you.
Mhm.
Is Pat the goodest boy?
Pat is indeed the goodest boy.
Glad to hear. I'm sure we're going to get lots of whoops in chat. I look forward to seeing them. Thank you so much for joining me on this interview, Sal. It is very appreciated, and we appreciate everything you do for the event.
Thank you for having me.
Have you ever gone through an experience that fundamentally changed your life? For me, that moment happened when I was 9 years old. I was sexually assaulted. It shattered me. But now I'm here because I survived, and I'm sharing my story so others can survive too. Join me. Let's give these children the chance to heal.